Look what you did, you little jerk.
What up, jerk faces? It's your boy Andy. You're watching the Circle of Jerks podcast, the only podcast that meets your daily recommended dosage of jerkiness. Yeah, I know it's been a while. I know it's weird seeing me in the host chair.
I don't know what's going on.
Someone got demoted.
Yeah, I know. Robert got demoted.
Who's usually in the?
Oh, Robert's usually like the de facto host.
Okay.
But it's like we kind of take turns. Whoever like brings like the guest or like responsible for the guest, they take the responsibility of hosting. Since I was the one to since I took responsibility for you being on, I have the chair.
So we can either blame or praise Andy.
Yeah. So depending on how crappy or good this depending on how crappy or good this episode is, it's all on me. But future me, put the appropriate Captain Phillips meme now. All right. Because I'm pulling. I guess I'm pulling double duty tonight because I'm hosting and then I have to go back and I also do all the editing. So we have we have a very fine episode for you tonight. Well, I don't know when you're gonna be watching this, but
soon,
hopefully soon. Yes, quickly, just around the horn, let's introduce Robert.
Yo, what's going on? Everyone knows me.
I know, right? And then of course a long time podcast. He's been away, but Professor James over there. All right. Yes, and tonight our guest we have a bit. It's interesting because he's a bit of a fan of ours.
Yeah, I've watched.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, right.
I know Andy.
Like a legit fan.
I know Andy and I know James.
Right.
I watched that's kind of a shout out to him in the first place. Was because I was watching a few episodes.
Sweet man.
Right. Yeah. So it's like a bit of a fan appreciation day.
All right.
So we have George Hilo.
How you guys doing?
Yeah. I think this is our first fan on the show.
Yeah.
in a lot of ways.
I would say so. I'm sure. I'm very happy.
We had friends. I mean, and you've even though we've only recently met, I do consider you a friend.
Yeah, definitely.
And so. Yeah, and every time I see you, I always ask you, like, what, how we're doing in terms of like the content and things like that. And you always have positive and sometimes critical things to say. And we definitely appreciate that.
Well, that's definitely how you learn.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
You don't want somebody just hyping you up.
Right, exactly.
Was his criticism? It's like dump that Robert guy and get a bussy chick to come and fill in on Tuesdays.
I think our ratings would skyrocket.
That's something you could do.
Fuck, that's always Andy's criticism.
No, that's my threat because you're always screwing around too much.
I mean, I'm at work unless most people listening or don't watch. I don't know.
Right. Well, yeah.
Because on YouTube or where?
Yeah, we're just on YouTube. Right now, we don't. I would love to do just like the audio because I think the audio itself also just stands on its own.
Yeah.
And also, there's a really big. There's an untapped market with audio because I think the numbers come back for like a lot of podcasts that do the video and the audio, and like the audio outpaces the video.
Yeah,
for a lot of podcasts. So I would love to, get it, just have the audio. But right now, with platforms such as SoundCloud or Podbeam, the basic account only gives you like so much. So you might be able to have like 2 or 3 episodes, but that's about it. Mm-hmm. And then so you would have to actually pay for the space.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I watch a podcast on YouTube, most of the time I'm not watching it.
Right.
I'll just listen to it. While it's put away. So I understand, but I pay so that I can turn my goddamn YouTube off so that it keeps.
Okay.
Because if you turn it off, it just stops.
Right. If you close the window, it just stops.
Yeah. So I have the upgrade. It's like $10 a month because most of the stuff I listen to.
That's what you have to do to keep that screen on.
Well, because most of the music I listen to is like guitars, stuff that you're not gonna see on iTunes or whatever. Anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah, because I did that with was it through YouTube Music? And so that's what I did. So it would keep playing.
So the podcast, stand-up comedy, a lot of stuff that I'm into that I don't.
Right, that you don't necessarily need the visual.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the one. I mean, but I gotta pay for it. I don't know how you guys do.
Well, yeah, because I mean, I think because right now, this doesn't make us any money. We're not making any money off of it. So I think to invest in getting space just for the audio, I think that's something that we would have to address somewhere down the line once the podcast becomes somewhat profitable.
So have you guys seen an increase in numbers and viewers and things like that? How do you get the word out? How do you get marketing out?
Mostly through just word of mouth. I try to do posts on social media, Instagram, things like that. In terms of numbers, we haven't grown in a while, but our numbers are fairly consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the views and the number of views and watch times sometimes vary depending on the substance of the content, or even just the guest.
Yeah. So when you have a guest on, me or anybody, what do you guys have a script? Do you know what you're going to talk about?
Yeah, we work it out with the guest, and sometimes. So I don't know if that was picked up by the mics, but yeah. What is it? Sometimes, like if the person has an interesting story, we'll have them just like come and share their story, or if they have like a pretty interesting or occupation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually, when I like bring on somebody, I'll talk to them. It's like, hey, they'll have like something interesting. Like I'll kind of have like a skeleton of ideas that I kind of want us to hit upon, and if we don't hit them all those points, we'll have another episode, whatever. But I try to always have kind of an idea of what we're gonna do. At least that's my theory behind it.
Yeah. I think that's been mostly successful.
I think organic is good and that is good, but I think again, I haven't watched it. I used to watch more when I would see you more. So I haven't watched in a while. But is are the guests are the people that are coming? What you guys talk about changing regularly, or is it like is your material where you're talking about changing regularly, or it's?
Yeah, I mean it's guest dependent.
Yeah,
Do
you always have a guest?
Mostly yes. We try to do like kind of like the jerks only. Every like fourth or fifth episode that we do, and just kind of like just us just like hanging around, just kind of like shooting the shit.
So which episode? What's this like number? What?
This would be episode 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So did you guys work out like topics when you hit George up, or when you hit him?
I haven't talked to him about any of that. That's why.
Yeah. I mean, because I know. Well, I did initially ask, like, would you want to be like interviewed? And you said that you didn't necessarily want it to be interviewed.
I mean, you could interview, but I think here's the thing: is that you kind of. I mean, you could do that for the podcast, but I feel like some of me anyway.
Right.
But,
well, I mean, yeah, this is be more for like the benefit of the
people.
audience to like get to know you. And,
I didn't think about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's
not just us.
We
don't
like,
just
it's like,
watch
come on,
it
Andy.
like
Like,
that.
it's like I thought we were friends. Like, you don't.
Andy, you don't need to interview me.
Yeah.
That's right. Most people don't.
Right. Most people don't. So.
Well, I was saying it was because I asked Andy too. It's like, oh, well, is there anything like, any like particular, what are we talking about? Like, I want to get some questions ready. It's like, well, you said you didn't want to be interviewed, so I was like, okay, this is gonna be an interesting discussion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can ask me whatever you want.
Right.
I'll let you.
Well, I wasn't like that's the other thing. I wasn't, because I always I like to ask that because it's like I don't want to like hit on something where it's like, oh, I kind of don't want to talk about that. It's
no, I'll talk about anything.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, that makes it easier
that
for
part
me.
I knew about George, so like it wouldn't be necessarily it would be a big thing if he just came on and I was like, oh, so, and then like I asked him a question and like I know he wouldn't have had like this like, why are you asking me this? Interview over and like walk out of here.
He like just upends the table and it's like, fuck,
How dare
damn.
Yeah, exactly.
I really don't care.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I guess you can start with that. Like, ask something so horrible or offensive that you didn't think I'd answer.
do you like pineapple on pizza?
Oof.
I do, but I don't order it. I mean, if it's there, I'm not a picky eater, so whatever is there, just.
I don't know, yeah, because there's like this huge thing about where like,
dude, it's on Twitter all the time.
Yeah, there's people who who vehemently are against pineapple on pizza, and then there's people who are for pineapple on pizza.
I usually don't order it if I'm calling, but I have nothing against it.
Okay,
I'll eat it.
Right,
but that's the worst you could think of.
Huh? No, I mean,
think of something that
I know. I'm trying to play into like a little bit of the internet culture, because that's like there's literally big divide. There's like people who are like, if you bring pineapple on pizza, I will slit your throat.
Yeah, but I don't think
it's exaggerated, of course, but I'm just playing into the internet culture.
It's like, have you ever had to try and have sex with a pineapple? It's like,
let's get into, well, no, I haven't. I think that would sting a little bit.
Yeah.
I know, a little prickly.
Well, I was thinking the juice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would obviously cut it.
I would hope so. You'd at least do that, right?
Yeah.
For yourself.
I mean, I'm somewhat of a gentleman.
I know. Well, I guess I'm just a savage.
Yeah.
That explains a lot about you.
I don't want to envision that.
Yeah, I don't either. No thanks, dude.
James is like, I returned for this shit.
I know.
You guys are talking about having sex with pineapples.
I'm
Tell your friends that when they say, "Oh yeah, what you guys talk about?" Tell them that.
I'm not asking questions though. I'm just saying.
And that might be a cool band name, Sex with Pineapples.
Sex with pineapple. Actually, that might work.
It's not bad.
What genre would it be?
What genre
would it be?
Something island something. It's like island rap or something.
Oh.
I don't know.
Island ska.
Oh.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's get a little backstory for the audience here, and just quick little intro for you, George.
George, I know this gentleman and this gentleman fairly well. I own a home care agency. That's how I bug in this guy all the time. Spent the weekend in Nesty. That was fun. We gotta go to court tomorrow. I gotta go to court like 3 times this month.
Wow.
Oh, what?
Just owning a business. Like, you gotta go for random shit all the time. You gotta subpoena documents, this or that, just random crap. But yeah, this whole month it's a messy month. Really busy. What else? What other?
Well, what was the beginning of your career journey?
Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you get into that?
I did behavioral therapy, and then I was getting into OT. That's how I know James.
He was a volunteer.
Oh, okay.
For a hand clinic.
And also Lake Balboa, which I might have it in service there this month too. An actual UR meeting finally after like 2 years. Lake Balboa. So
you started as volunteer for OT.
Volunteer in OT, and then I got into when I applied, I got into 3 schools out of 12. And around the same time, both my grandparents were ill and dying. So I would see that kind of stuff in the home at the same time. It's a long story, but kind of shifted this way. I didn't want to wait 3 years and start OT, even though it's obviously a great career. I just wanted to get started and just be busy, right? That's exactly what has happened. It's very hectic, but it's good. It's up and down, but it's not boring, that's for sure.
Right. Oh, but so far you're managing the business. Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember there was a little bit of a dust up because
the over the summer was tough because I got in a car accident. And my original assistant left, and then there was just a lull for it was just kind of messy. But that's the past. Now it's good. Okay. It's better.
So you didn't have any background in owning a business before this, or did you?
Well, my dad does. So vicariously, we do. I don't know what we're gonna do with it, but I would go and learn it or help see it ever since I was a kid. A lot of my family, if they're not in law or pharmacy or they own something or run something. So, no, I didn't have I didn't get an MBA or anything like that. I just winged it.
You just learned from your dad, and
I'm mostly learning just from experience. Every day. Yeah, every day.
Mm.
The hardest part is staying professional 24/7 when you're just frustrated or you're human, right?
Yeah.
How did you decide home care as a business though?
Because again, when I was doing behavioral therapy, one of the kids I worked with, his parents owned a caregiving agency through Regional Center for Autistic Kids or Children. So it's kind of like the same thing, but I work with elderly. So I was working with them. See, I kind of learned about that end at the same time that I was volunteering with you. So it was just kind of like all messy, not messy, but it was like multiple facets, different things that led to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm happy with it. It's competitive. I mean, you know how many people come in. Every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Was this something that was like a passion for you, or was it just kind of something that you kind of started and it's like over time you could like, yeah, this is what I like to do. This is fun.
yeah, 1 second. Yeah, I mean, every job I ever had was always in that field. It was always caring.
Yeah.
Some kid or somebody being rehabilitated or like volunteering in OT. I think that part, if you're not satisfied with what you're doing, if you don't feel like at least you're helping, because you might not even like it really.
Right.
A lot of people don't like their jobs.
Right.
But if you feel like what you're doing matters, then you take gratification in that and continue to do it.
Right.
Yeah. I think James would agree.
Yeah, it's definitely rewarding. That's why I got into what I do as a therapist.
Yeah.
Of course, there's days where, just like any job, you don't want to be there. I'm sure you could relate to that too.
Yeah.
Everyone could, but it's rewarding. And I know at least I'm helping people. I'm doing good things. So even on a crappy day, I know that I'm like being productive. So it's good.
Well, I think the best part about my job is that I'm never looking at the clock waiting for it to pass. I'm always looking at it like there's not enough time. You know what I mean? Like I'm never.
Yeah, that's a blessing.
I'm not looking at the clock, waiting for time to pass.
Right.
It's like, fuck, it's not 5 yet?
Yeah.
God.
But on the flip side, there's never enough time to do anything. As you're being stretched in a million different ways.
But I think most people would love to be a business owner, right? Be your own boss. So I've been telling you, you're doing it. I mean, it's hard. Like most businesses fail within the first year.
Yeah.
But I remember even in your first year, you said you were doing really well.
We were doing.
You
better.
exceeded your goal.
We did better our first year than we're doing now.
Oh, really?
Our first. I don't know what happened our first year, but I don't know. I'll explain this. But there's a certain amount.
I got you your first client.
Yeah, you did.
See?
Well, that was my first time marketing too. I was like, oh, this is easy.
Right.
It's not as easy. It was just luck. Yeah. But there's a certain amount you want to hit and you want to maintain.
Yeah.
And we're almost halfway there the first year.
Yeah.
And that's like something we want to be in 5 years. I didn't realize at the time that we're not really maintaining it because you're not getting the same referrals.
Oh, yeah.
You get that amount of clients, but not that many referrals. So now we're getting a lot of referrals that we can't even staff some, or some of them aren't qualified, which is what you want. You want more. You don't worry about the money it's the income right now. What's your business look like? Are you signing contracts with? We just signed on like Total Senior. Are you actually growing? Do people really know who you are, or are people calling you? That's the important thing.
So you feel like you are?
Yeah, that part's definitely gotten better.
Yeah, that's good. So tell us specifically about Hilla Home Care for the people. And
it's a licensed home care agency, CDSS, bonded, insured, which means we interview, background check every single actual person. It's not like we just send people to the home. We're always there when we start with them. We do the training, because we want long-term satisfied people, employees and clients. Otherwise, it's just it's not going to work.
Yeah, happy customers, repeat customers.
Yeah. Well, we want people that we stay with for 6 months, 2 years at a time. We don't mind helping people out for a week or two. It's just.
So it's just like definitely like the long term.
Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, it's private pay. People have to pay out of pocket for this. Most states insurance will cover it, but not here. So that's the hard part.
Yeah,
and it gets more, and it's really expensive. It gets more and more expensive. So
So you're more like helping out people who are like kind of recovering from injury, or like kind of like older folks.
Exactly. Some are out of rehab. Some have Alzheimer's and dementia, so they need some kind of help. Well, right now I'm trying to help get the assistance for this one 2-year-old. We have a 2-year-old that we'd love to start helping. They have a waiver where their insurance is paying for everything. So, and not just us. Where they're paying for home health. They're paying like 30-40K a month or something.
Oh my gosh.
That the insurance is covering. So
so what's if you could share what's going on with the kid.
I can share a little bit.
Obviously, you're not gonna.
You're not gonna.
It's not like Bobby Ryan from
It's a great family. Kid, 2-year-old, has trachea issue where he always needs constant monitoring.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's I don't know what the tube is called. I can't recall it, but
it's a trach tube, pretty much, to help him breathe, right?
Yeah. The child has issues breathing and some other issues, so the child needs to be watched 24/7, basically. And there's some medical things too, non-medical, but that's his issue.
Oh yeah, I can see if they're paying like that out of pocket for them,
it wouldn't be possible.
It'd be impossible.
Wouldn't be possible. But that's the thing is, most people don't get this waiver. Most people are just left to figure it out. So the fact that they did is,
it's a miracle.
Yeah, it is. Maybe I really don't know anything about this waiver because we haven't worked with it before. That's what we're trying to set up. Is apparently it shouldn't be that an issue, but that's the part we're at right now. Plus staffing, finding if there's ever enough employees.
Right.
I would think it would take it to do something like that. I think it does take kind of obviously you have to have the skills, but it also does take kind of another skill set, as far as being a people person, someone that can.
You definitely have to want to be doing that kind of work.
So what do you love most about it? What do you hate most about it?
God, that's a hard question. What I like, what I like most is what I said was said earlier. I'm really looking at the clock, that it's always not enough time. But again, that's a double-edged sword. It's hard to pinpoint what you like being in business owner, you like being in charge, but you're not really in charge. You're everyone else's employee. You're your employee. You want to make your employees happy. You want to make your clients happy. You're not really
right. You're not really
unless you flourish and I don't know, hire people to deal with that and move to Hawaii or wherever. At that point maybe, but
because you're still in kind of the beginning stages of your business where you still have to be a little bit more hands-on.
Paying your dues.
Yeah, we're hands-on with everything. Which I'm trying to move away from that because it's limiting. It's very limiting.
Right.
Trying not to be so hands-on with things that don't have to be hands-on with. But yeah, it is limiting. And then people expect that from you 24/7 too. People expect to call you at 9 p.m. On a Saturday night and have you deal with a problem because you were there before. Yeah,
that sounds pretty stressful at times.
Yeah,
he tells me all the time when we meet up at work. People you deal with. Yeah, frustrating people.
It's owning a company is frustrating, and then owning this kind of company is frustrating. If you look at me now versus 2 years ago, it looks like I aged 10 years.
You kind of look the same to me, which is good.
You got to see a picture though. You got to see a before and after. It's very this is all withered.
I definitely noticed that scar though, man, from that car accident. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of marketing, so and then I've been rear-ended 3 times.
Jeez.
Oh, geez.
That accident was my fault. I don't even remember it because I had a concussion.
This dude on Instagram on his story, I just see blood on his face, him on selfie mode, and then he points his phone camera to his car that's total, and he's just I don't know what happened. I'm like, what the heck? What? It was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, that was after it happened. That was when I went back to get my stuff out of the car. That wasn't the day of the accident. I was.
No, but you were bleeding, dude.
Oh no, that cut was it was still a fresh cut, but I wasn't bleeding. Like it was just because it's a scar, so it was red the whole time.
I think I saw blood oozing out. But anyways, who knows?
I think you're talking about two different posts though. I think you're conflating two different ones or mixing two, but I could be wrong.
Right, because you had a concussion.
One of them he doesn't remember.
Exactly, that makes sense.
No, I had a concussion, so I wasn't putting stuff on. I got up like 2 hours later when the car accident happened. Called 911. They came and took me to the hospital. So I wasn't anywhere near my car when the accident actually, when I was recovering from the accident. That was when I went back.
Oh, so you weren't like that girl who like was, doing like selfies of herself in the ambulance?
No, I wasn't. No. I don't even remember. I remember them picking me up and then waking up in the hospital with like the gown on and all that stuff. So I don't remember anything in between.
Oh, wow. Wow, so you just lost like a huge chunk of your time.
My memory, yeah. I remember still trying to market the doctors, though. I mean, they had me on drugs. So I was like, I can't get into Northwich Hospital. Let me go try to talk to some doctors.
Damn, have you seen the movie Whiplash? That reminds me.
Yeah.
How that intense scene where he gets into the car accident and
still he's still like, it's like drilled in him so hardcore that he's still like, even like he's like bleeding.
Yeah, he's bleeding.
And he's like still goes and tries to play the drums
for the show. He's like, I can't miss it. I can't be late. Dude, that's like him. Still has to work and market. Can you imagine him going to the doctors like all bloodied up?
Yeah. It's like my only experience, like kind of similar to that.
Hey, you want to help out? Like,
yeah, my only experience, kind of like what you were describing as like still trying, like still working, still like pitching and things like that, was when I was young. I had surgery on my hand, and I remember getting just before they like put me out. Like I remember I think they pumped me with something, and I was like so loopy. I was like talking about like, oh man, I'm a butterfly. I was like 10. I was 10 at the time, but I still remember.
Yeah.
That's how
that says a lot more about you than.
Well, it's okay. You're just 10. I mean, if you wake up at 30, you're like, I'm a butterfly.
Part of me thinks that might be true.
I was like, I just remember talking to the nurse, like, man, I'm just like a butterfly. Yeah, 10 years old.
They must have a lot of funny stories.
Yeah, I know those nurses, like those anesthetic nurses.
Yeah, there's YouTube clips of the same thing of like this little kid that went viral that he was talking like David, a gangster or something or a rapper.
Oh, there's a lot of
hey, girl.
And then the mom was like, "Why are you talking like that?"
Like a 1930s gangster.
No.
Like, every week there's like a new one.
Oh,
there's trending that goes viral. But this is true. They shouldn't. I don't know why they let me get up. Like, they shouldn't let me get up. They're not really monitoring. Like, I actually went home the same day. They wanted to keep me, and I was like adamant. I was like, no, I want to go home. I want to go home. And you guys just want to bill the insurance. So I was being all.
That's freaking scary, though, man. I'm glad you're okay. It looked bad. Looking at your Instagram story. The car accident was bad. Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah. I'm lucky, but I mean, as soon as I got another car, driving on Saturday, going to Santa Clarita to meet a client, and I get rear-ended again. It's just like it's LA. LA is ridiculous, and my job is driving all the time.
Yeah.
It's just like I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, like you said, hopefully you'll grow so you could eventually hire some more people to market. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we definitely need that. But I don't know when that's going to be. No idea. It might be sooner.
Quick aside, since you do travel a lot for work, do you know? Do you have an app that like tracks your mileage for taxes?
I do.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I do. It's called Everlance or something like that.
Everlance?
I think it's what it's called.
Okay.
Check. Why is it? You need one?
Well, potentially yes.
Hopefully he'll need one.
Yes, hopefully I'll need one because I did recently apply to a job and interviewed, and I'm getting the one-on-one interview.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So, and this job does require a lot of driving. So, but I won't be reimbursed by the company, but for taxes.
Yeah, it's Everlance.
Everlance? Okay.
It's really easy too.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's Jerk recommended. Everlance. Download.
Yeah. If you need something to track your mileage, definitely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is there, when you're not doing, stuff for work, what do you do for fun to kind of relax or,
unwind, blow off steam?
Music. I play music.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I play music.
Any particular instrument or?
I play 4 or 5, but mainly guitar.
Oh, okay.
I mean, but it all kind of goes back to work because I volunteer with guitar at assisted livings or.
Oh, so you play for like? Okay.
Yeah, do that.
It's a good way to promote yourself.
Yeah, well, it's a different way.
Yeah, it's a creative way.
Yeah,
right.
But mostly that's just mostly for fun. I mean, the gym. I don't see you there anymore. You don't go to.
No, I quit that place a while ago. Woodland Hills Athletic Club.
Well, it's called Flex now.
Yeah, but
Flex.
Even then, it's been like almost 3 years now. I went back to LA Fitness just because it's cheaper.
Is it? How much is it?
When I got the 1 year plan, it was $40 a month, just like Woodland Hills Athletic Club. But there's so many LA Fitness around.
Yeah,
that's what made it convenient. And then each year they drop the price. So I think when I renew this year, I'm gonna get them to drop it more.
Got it.
There's like so many LA Fitnesses in the area.
Right.
Near my work in Tarzana, Woodland Hills.
But
around here too, in Sepulveda. Yeah.
I always liked just like one small like private gym.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was for sure nice when we were there, but.
Yeah, I like the smaller gyms too, like locally owned.
Yeah.
The last gym I was at, it was, just run by some, just like a local guy in Northridge. I feel kind of bad because I signed
Gold's
up.
Gym, right?
Yeah, the old Gold's Gym over there near CSUN. So like this guy took it over, and like I would think I was signed up for gym for Gold's. No, it wasn't Gold's anymore. But it was called something else. This guy came and took it over, called it like California like Fitness Center, and then he asked, he just kind of struck up a conversation with me and asked me to sign up for I think a year, and so I did for like $100. So I signed up for a year, and then after the year, it was a time in my life, or it was a time when like work was starting to was kind of slowing down for me, and it was kind of around the recession time ish, and so like I had to like make a few like life choices, and so I had to cut the gym and like but he was, I think, because he was like hurting too, and so he was like, oh come on, just like $50 for a year. I was like well, that's the thing though, that's not even good business. Like that's not good on his end, right? Yeah, no, but I just felt bad, but I did enjoy like the smaller smaller gyms. That's really mainly what I was trying to get at.
That reminds me, like there's a Italian restaurant that's on Canoga forever, but apparently they keep, well, I don't know, for like they've been there they reopened like a year ago, and now they're closing again. And what the guys do is apparently what he does is he goes to Facebook, makes like a sympathy post, and then, like, it'll get people back in for like a month, and then it dies down again.
Right.
And then he does it again, where he's like, "We're closing our doors," blah blah blah. And it's like, that's not the way.
Wait a second. Last month, you were
every month.
Every month, like, oh man, we're closing. Please help.
That's not gonna like they don't. He doesn't really do it that way directly, like,
right?
But it's like, don't post that unless you're closing the doors, and that's not marketing. that's what do you first off, if you're a restaurant and it's your first, it's your first year. Restaurants you said most businesses close. Restaurants, the number one feeling.
Oh yeah.
So you need to have set this money aside, or you need to know what you're doing. Don't expect anything for 3 years at least. And I know his or hers start like their cost must be like 5 times ours a month. So if you don't have that saved, I want to know what you were doing. But what he's doing now is not, at least in my opinion, not correct. Because that doesn't really,
right?
It's supply and demand, not hey, can you help me out?
Yeah,
please.
Right? Yeah, because I think like that gym owner, he was kind of he was definitely, I don't know what the right word is, but I guess like stepping on like our relationship to be like kind of like guilt me. It's like, oh, it's like, come on, man. It's like, and I was just like,
I'll cut it in half, buddy.
Yeah, basically, yeah. He was like offering me like, you do like $75, $50.
That sounds like somebody who's trying to get like drug money. That doesn't sound like somebody who's trying to get a customer or a client.
Come on, man, suck your dick.
Menace to society.
It
What'd you
reminds
say?
me.
What'd you say?
It reminds me of that episode from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like where Carlton like ends up like hanging out with like more of Will's like gangster friends, and like he embodies like this guy's like, come on, I'll sell I'll sell you this thing I stole for $50. Okay, $2. It's like, geez, like
Yeah, or the Family Guy where it's like Peter doesn't know how to negotiate, so it's like
going up.
Yeah, it goes up and down, then up, and it's like, okay, I'll just take it for free. Or, it's just like yeah, he doesn't know how to negotiate.
Well, I always hated sales. I mean, now I don't mind it because I like what I'm selling. I like what I'm selling.
Mm-hmm.
My first job was my second job, my first sales job, and last sales job for this one, Fry's Electronics. I got laid off in 3 months because I kept telling people where to get the stuff for free. Because we didn't barely get any commission in software, right?
This guy's like Robin Hood.
And people would come in and want to spend look for antiviruses like AVG, like $60. I'm like, just go to download.com and AVG's there.
Your boss is probably like dumbfounded.
My boss. I mean, but what
I would have greatly appreciated.
What was my incentive there as like an employee, or like first off, I wasn't getting commission anyway.
Yeah. You kept it real.
And I didn't like. Fry's Electronics did not treat their employees well. A lot of people were not.
Yeah, I hear. I've heard horror stories.
We still get residual checks from them for random lawsuits.
Really?
Oh, dang.
They would schedule us for because the doors would close at 9 or 10, so the shift would be 4 to 9 or 10, but you'd stay there till 2 a.m. every day because you were cleaning up the whole store, which is not your job, And I remember the interview process, they would take like 5 people at once, ask them like 3 quick questions, like, well, what's 8 times 7? Random childish questions like that. And then move them in, like if they got them right and move them to the next step, their hiring screening process was not wonderful. This is a huge company,
Right.
this does sound like, can you do basic math?
Yeah,
you're hired.
I don't even remember an interview. I don't remember an actual interview. I remember like being like shuffled like sheep.
Oh yeah, it was like a huge cattle call.
They just need you to.
And then 3 months later, they like let you, unless you're in the ones that give commission and you're making money and you're selling a lot, like you're a good salesperson, you're there for years. My other buddy James was there for like 5 years in I don't know where, like components, computers. He knew a lot about. I mean, he's the one who taught me how to build computers. So, like in those, you'd have some employees, but in general, most were just shuffled around. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think they're all closing too.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that.
Yeah. I think the one I saw a closing sign on the one in Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one next to what was it, El Torito? Or
Yeah. Speaking of, I can't believe El Torito's still there.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like
It's huge. So I don't know what the rent is like unless they own the land.
And like,
and it's always empty.
yeah. There's all these other good like hole in the wall Mexican spots.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's true. They've been open forever. But I think one time when we randomly walked in, I think the last time we went, we got a drink or something because it was before a movie or something like that.
Yeah. We had some time to go.
They reserved one of those rooms for like a painting class. So I think maybe.
Well, every restaurant does that though.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that at like El Torito. No, I've seen that at different restaurants. I've done it, and they'll like, because what happens is it's just a teacher or whatever. That pays the restaurant.
For like the hour or two.
Maybe not even, because like maybe the people are required to get food once they come. So it's like a lot of restaurants do that. So
yeah.
I know Sundays is like it gets pretty crazy in there. So the last time I was there, it was for something, but like it was like Sunday. It was line out the door. It was crazy. So I don't know if they got like something going on the weekends. Maybe
that's right. There's one right next to here, right? On that one is.
I'm thinking the one near in Northridge.
Yeah,
and that one.
Yeah, the one across from the Costco.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's one right here in Van Ness in Ventura.
Is there?
Right? Yeah,
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah, there is.
Next to the In-N-Out.
I mean, I go where I go anywhere.
It's so weird that they're still in business.
Yeah,
but good for them.
Get it any way you can.
Yeah. I remember they used to do when I was probably elementary school, middle school. They used to do like the Friday night. They had like magic nights there and stuff like that. Because I used to go with my parents all the time. I wonder if they still do that.
Like magic shows.
Yeah, they had like magicians come and do little shows and stuff. It was actually pretty interesting. It was a lot of fun. But I mean, I was also like 10.
Yeah.
So,
It's like, what's that South Park episode? Casa Bonita?
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
It's like it's like one of those restaurants that have like the local they do like a really like bare bones budget like commercial and
yeah. Oh, like those stupid mattress commercials.
Like the Michael's Furniture. Oh man.
Oh, those always creep me out.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A store with less overhead.
It felt like it was like some sort of weird sexual fetish commercial that was that they were.
It's usually like small businesses, right? That buy commercial time and then put. I don't know how much. Obviously, they're not spending that much on the.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so it's.
I think the only there was one commercial where it was they definitely invested in at least a competent director.
Yeah.
And so like they were doing like the sweeping like camera shots and like there's like kind of like a vignette of like kind of like blurriness like in the background, and so the quality was a little bit higher, but then mostly it's just kind of like it almost looks like it was shot on VHS.
Yeah. Yo, I don't know what I don't know what I mean if it did work, because a lot of those companies were doing that.
Right, and I think it did because I think it did its job in like attracting attention, and so like it's only recently that I saw a commercial that they put out saying like they were closing doors because they probably weren't doing business.
But they still put out a commercial, which is weird to me, versus like your social media posts or something like that. Like, why are you putting on a commercial?
Yeah, especially like people like who really love like your service.
Nobody's watching basic TV. Like,
true.
I don't understand.
True. Yeah. Plus, like you either have to get like that that special antenna, or you have to have cable to even watch it.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I think back in the day, their goal was just to get a stupid phone number caught in your head.
Right, the jingles and stuff. Yeah.
And it works.
Whatever. It does work. Yeah. But I think
like 1-800-THE-LAW 2.
That's right.
1-800 General Now.
Yeah.
Guess who? AD do. Or I don't even know if they're still around, but like those G7, or you had the survival commercials.
Oh yeah,
that was my favorite.
They
was that hot girl in the car.
Oh yeah, there's the Bugle Boy kind of parody of that. Yeah. Like, because Survival, what they did is like they took like whatever like popular commercial or like movie is like they just kind of did like a parody of that. Like the one that you just mentioned, that was like an old Bugle Boy commercial. And then
my favorite one was the degenerate gambler that's like losing his like fucking life, and he throws in his Porsche car keys. He's like, what? It's a Porsche. Is it insured? Yeah. By Survival? No. I can't take that ride. He's like, fuck.
That was so funny.
My favorite was that hot girl, man. Dude, he freaking passed
in the
up that
Ferrari.
opportunity.
the one in the Ferrari.
Yeah. She's like, you need a ride?
It's like,
you insured?
It's like, yes, my Survival. No,
I can't take that
ride.
He just walks on his own in the desert. And she was like
he's the fucking Hulk.
Hey, they did their job though, man.
Yeah, right.
We're talking about it. I don't know if they exist, but we still remember those damn commercials.
I know. It's been how many years, and we're sitting here just talking.
Easily 25 years.
Yeah, easily.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna YouTube those videos when I go home. Oh man, 1-800-COLLECT.
With
Ed
O'Neill.
Yeah, Ed O'Neill. Yeah,
and then
Carrot Top.
That was ATT.
Oh, okay.
AT&T. Like their version of like the.
Those were NASCAR sponsors for a long time too. Like I remember back in the late '90s. Yeah, both those were NASCAR sponsors. 10-10 345. All those stupid like calling cards and stuff.
Calling cards. Jeez. Man.
Back before we had all.
Yeah, back before cell phones and freaking.
People don't know, man.
Yeah,
Damn.
kids these days, they have no idea how. I remember. I remember I used a few. I remember using calling cards because back in the heyday of the internet, like I would I'd randomly like talk to girls and like get them on the phone, and then I didn't want like I didn't want my parents to get like this big bill, so I had to go and buy like phone cards.
Really? Wait, bill from what?
Huh?
Like
the telephone bill.
The home phone bill?
Yeah,
home
yeah,
phone
yeah.
bill.
Well,
Back in the landline days,
But where do they live?
Oh, they were well, like somewhat locally. The furthest one was in like Cyprus.
Wait, but so why are you? I don't remember.
Was this like when they first started like cutting like the area codes differently, and like it would still cost you to call like outside of your own area.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like a 213-310.
Yeah. That's what
They had
it
a
was.
Simpsons episode on that.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Remember those 2 weeks that we spent at area code camp?
Yeah, that's why I had to do it because I remember I called this other girl like in Oceanside.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and then like my parents like, who the hell is in Oceanside? I was like, I don't know.
Burkina Faso. It's like
I should have done that. Not for that reason. Just because my parents would like pick up the phone and listen to it. And sometimes I wouldn't know. I would like catch them. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
You hit the mute button.
I know, right?
Go do something else. Like, don't listen.
So are you that bored that you find my life that interesting?
It wasn't that interesting. It was nothing exciting.
Right.
it's not like for a fun time. Like,
oh no, I was caught doing that for sure.
Okay, we gotta talk about this.
But not actually. No, I wasn't talking to them. I would just call the number to hear the opening line.
Oh, and then you hang up.
And then I hang up.
I think every kid would do that.
Every kid did that. But I was caught doing that.
Oh, that must have been awkward, dude.
No, she would just yell George. And I was like,
That was the extent of it.
George. George. So how do you know it was me? There's the other kids in this house.
So where'd you grow up?
Next to the office.
No. Where? Oh yeah.
So Woodland Hills,
your whole life? Woodland Hills?
No, I mean when I went to college, it was in Colorado. But
Okay.
Most of the time, in the valley. And I always thought I'd get I don't like the heat of the valley. So
Yeah,
kind of want to go somewhere colder. So I opened up in a business there. So
isn't it strange? Like as hard as you try to like get away from like home,
valley,
it's just like
the valley especially.
well, yeah.
I got used to it. I mean, it's not bad here.
Yeah.
It's just it does get kind of hot.
It's like 10 degrees cooler though.
No, it gets hot still.
It gets hot, but I mean, we live right in the
Right there.
valley, where it gets.
But I'm on the cutoff of Calabasas with the nose. But other than that, I mean, the valley is not bad. We're close to LA, close to Malibu.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of the heat.
Yeah. That's why it's been nice over the winter.
Yeah. Last season was really nice, and it like my hope, my prayer came true because last year it was like really wet, and so like the preceding, and I was like hoping, and it extended all the way into like late spring, so like May, June. And so I was like, I kind of was like, oh man, I hope that means that we're gonna have a really mild summer. And we actually did have a mild summer last year because it did get hot, but then at night it was like so nice. It was like it was like cool.
I don't know. I just have the AC on 20. Like I literally bought like the AC for the room.
Oh, so like a little tiny personal one.
Yeah, the one that freezes just one room.
Yeah.
Because I'm always hot. So.
Same.
Yeah, if it's like over 65,
yes, that's Andy.
Yeah, that's me too. That's me too.
Kind of sweating right now.
I know, right? I'm like, I know. Can you guys see? I'm like
the glisten.
Right
no, but I do the same thing.
Yeah. I just run hot. I don't know why.
Too, yeah. No,
I don't know if it's like just natural or it's because I'm, I just have, a little bit extra poundage.
I don't know. When I had extra weight, I definitely ran hotter, but. I think it's just.
I think sometimes it's just genetics. There's people like you look at them wrong, and they start sweating. It's
weird because like my dad doesn't really have that, neither does my mom. So I don't know. I guess I'm just a genetic anomaly.
Could be.
What's your heart rate like?
I I mean, it's pretty average.
In the 60s or 70s.
Yeah, 60s or 70s, pretty average.
And blood pressure. See, mine, all that stuff. Mine is super high.
Oh, really?
That might be why, but it's always been super high too.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the last time I got my blood pressure thing was when I gave blood, and it was pretty normal. I mean, it was like maybe 5 or so beats over, like kind of like the 180. But
180?
yeah.
Blood pressure?
Yeah.
That's high.
You mean 120 over 8?
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh yeah, no.
I mixed the 80 and the 120 into 180.
It's like, fuck, you're gonna die, dude.
Yeah.
120 over 80. That's
yeah, 120 over 80.
That's good.
Yeah, but it was like I think like the 120 parts, like I was like 125.
No,
But yeah, it's like
that's 40.
Yeah, so I'm pretty normal. So I'm normal.
Yeah. Remember when I would test it at the hand center just for fun?
Man, you wild man, you.
No, because what's our boss? She was.
Oh, Nancy.
Yeah, she would get super. We were busy. We didn't have time for that stuff anyway. But,
yeah, it was busy.
But I would check it there, and like people would flip out because it was so high. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah,
it's way too high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure with this business now, with the stress and everything, it's. When was the last time you checked it?
I don't.
Has it gone higher since you've been working?
Well, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about what I do. What I can check, like heart rate, if that's gone up or not.
Oh, that's easy. I mean, you could just.
Yeah,
I have a pulse ox too, but the blood pressure you got to check.
I haven't checked that.
Yeah. I'm curious.
I don't want to know.
No, don't be like that. You got to know. Face the truth.
Ignorance is bliss.
People avoid seeing the doctor because they don't want to.
I know.
It's not that.
It's like they find a number like
even if I did find out, what am I do about it? It's genetic. Like I grew up like that.
I mean, you could manage, dude.
I mean,
you could maybe run an experiment and like see like if you change like a few things in it, if it does if it does any kind of.
Dude, I remember being 12 years old and getting it checked.
Really?
And the doctors would every time would check it, like change the thing and check
reposition.
Like, this can't be right.
Damn.
For a 12 or 13-year-old.
Right.
Yeah.
What's your eating like?
Eating? No. I'm not picky, but I don't really eat crap. I just eat.
Yeah.
Like some days are healthy, some days are not. But
yeah,
again, that wasn't a factor. There were times where I would be really healthy, when we were at the gym and stuff. So it didn't. But it doesn't really, I don't take in a lot of sodium. I don't take in that much sugar. So I don't think that's the issue.
But has the doctor said like you might need to take like pills, medication for your blood pressure?
Yeah. I mean, I haven't seen a doctor for that reason. The last doctor I saw was Cairo, and he was like, "Yeah, you need just go and take it." Yeah, he's like,
"That's not a real doctor."
No, but I'm saying he knew what my stuff was.
Yeah.
You should just go get medication for this. Why not? I was like,
like a blood thinner or something.
Yeah.
But then once you're on it, it's like long term.
Yeah,
I mean, you're still a young guy. You could.
I don't understand. Yeah, I can manage, but I don't understand how to reverse it if it's been like that.
I know. It seems like genetics is like the number one factor, but
yeah, I mean,
diet, exercise,
it wasn't like
stress.
It was average.
Yeah,
and it fell off. It was just always this way.
Yeah, that's interesting. I knew you were gonna say that. and like one of our good friends, Omer, is a chiropractor.
I go, hey man, you're not a real doctor.
I think Joe Rogan was talking about that last week. I forgot who the guest was. I think he was talking to Rafael Lovato Jr., someone MMA guy, because they're talking about.
Oh, is it the Fight Companion podcast?
Something, the MMA podcast.
Yeah.
He has MMA episodes, but he's like, yeah, chiropractors, no, they're not. They call themselves doctors, but are they really? And then he says, do you know the percentage of people that they accept in chiropractic school? Take a guess. And then the guy was, I don't know, 60, 70. He goes, 100%. They accept everyone in chiropractic school. I didn't know that.
I don't know if that's true.
And then, he was talking about the origins of chiropractic. It was it was like a con artist.
Yeah.
So how is it? How do they have the term doctor then? Do they have a doctor?
It's not an official thing. It's not like they have an MD or a PhD.
It's
Yeah,
like,
it's not
Dr. Phil.
But
It's like
no. But do they have doctors or something?
No, they don't.
They
It's
don't
like a
no.
doctorate, right?
No,
Nope.
Sometimes it's just a certificate.
It's
It's literally just a
No
certificate. Yeah, and so in the doctor thing, it's just like a cute little like kind of like it's just a cute like
know
that
what's
kind of
funny?
thing. It's just like kind of like
Well-
people who don't know, like they'll just like call them doctor. It's like
But-
but the chiropractor will never like correct them.
But my chiro had
or they'll like lean into it and like they're like, oh, call Dr. Bobby.
no, but
for
he had,
all your
he
back
had
pain
his
needs.
MD and his master's.
Okay,
and
well,
stuff.
okay then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, if, like, there's like people who because
Who do the extra work.
who do the extra work
Yeah,
and
that's
like
cool.
and like understand like the whole like reflex and or whatever
Yeah.
they need to know like about like the muscles and like how the nerves specifically
But
work and
maybe,
stuff.
maybe they were fake. Now that I think about it. Well, because what was
I know.
that?
I think we're
where did-
shattering George's world.
No,
right
where,
now,
where
his
did I see
worldview.
that? Like that joke. It was a joke, like on a TV show or something, where like the more like certificates.
Oh yeah, the more like diplomas or certificates behind it, is like the more like he's supposed to the more like
Yeah.
It's like the
back there.
Lionel Hutz of doctors. you know?
Yeah, but I don't remember. I don't know.
Or
Are
Dr.
you-
Nick.
Yeah, are you qualified? It's like and he's like gestures
Did you,
like this.
did, you, did you go to Hollywood Upstairs Medical College too?
Damn, both those characters were so funny. Lionel Hutz
Yeah.
and Dr.
Oh my god.
Lionel Hutz,
Yeah.
dude.
The ambulance chaser and the quack.
Oh man.
Oh
Hey, not hating on all chiropractors.
no, of course not.
Some of you
Not
guys
all.
are
Hashtag
good.
We're gonna get a lot of
Omer, we
lot-
love you.
Hashtag
And Andy's
not all
just-
Kairos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy's doing whatever he can to get hate comments.
I know. That's what I want.
That's what he
yeah,
lives
go
for.
ahead, hate me.
That means people are watching. Hopefully, we get
Exactly.
some
An
people.
engagement is an engagement. All right.
So you gotta get people to watch this episode. Tell them
So by,
You're on it.
by hating,
no.
Yeah.
we want views. We want views.
yeah. I mean, whoever. I mean, when I did. So
Yeah,
it's
just-
mostly dudes. So that I talk about podcasting with. I don't. Yeah, I don't.
If
No,
you could
it's
help
not a
us,
lot of-
we're going out of business.
Please subscribe.
Please, if
I know, please, we're shutting our doors in 3 days. Please. Any little bit would help.
Any comment would help. Any like button would help.
Well, do you guys have something set up like that?
What?
Something where people can donate?
Oh.
No, we don't have a patron.
No,
What is
we
it,
don't have a
page?
Patreon.
No,
Why?
we're just doing this
They all do that.
because we like it.
That's normal, though.
We're not
But
big
we don't
enough.
have the we don't
We're
have the
not big
numbers.
enough. Yeah.
If we had the numbers, then yeah, it would make sense to do like a Patreon and do like kind of exclusive content, you know,
Yeah.
behind the paywall. But again, we don't have the numbers.
Yeah, right now I checked. We have 69 subscribers.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which is
perfect. And that's where you want to be forever. 69.
69.
I'm waiting for the day.
It's a very
gotta
sexy
get
number. It's a very sexy number. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Of course, if we had the numbers, of course, we would start a Patreon and all that good kind of stuff. But right now, yeah, we're at 69 subscribers.
And so the next.
Yeah,
month-
which is way more than the other Circle of Jerks podcast. That when you look up Circle of Jerks podcast,
Oh,
there's other ones. And they only have, like I've seen it. And there's only like 5. Yeah, like 5 subscribers. One has
Okay.
like 2 subscribers.
And they were doing it for quite a while too.
Yeah, and their channels existed longer than ours did. So in like 3 years, we have 69 subscribers. That's pretty dang good.
How many of those 69 do you know?
Probably a good portion.
Yeah, probably a huge portion of
Not all of them, obviously, but
right.
at least a third. Because I definitely subscribed myself, and I think James did, and so did Robert.
Yeah.
So
What? I was supposed to subscribe?
I'm just eating all you guys stuff.
No,
No,
that's
that's fine.
fine.
That's
That was the
yeah,
point of me.
that's exactly why we have it for you. Here for you.
But I have food in the car.
Well, I figured it's like if I don't have stuff, I feel like a bad host. It's like fuck, why did I show up? There's no food, there's no nothing.
No,
I know we're just using it for you for the space.
That I figure the space and the food.
Yes, exactly.
I provide something at least since I've been demoted.
Yes, I know. You're still on the bubble. I'm still still thinking about who to replace you.
James, how often do you come on here?
I used to be very consistent, but I've been taking a break.
Yeah, because he's been focusing on competing.
Yeah. Well, consistent, like how, like every time or every other time?
Yeah, almost every time.
Yeah, he was on nearly every episode, and then he's taking a break for stuff.
Yeah, for just the past few months.
Yeah.
Which is all good. He's still a jerk.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He always will be.
Yeah, I know. Robert just gives away the title of jerk to anybody. Like anyone who comes on the podcast, you're a jerk now.
I don't give it to everybody.
Oh yeah, dude, you're lucky I'm lazy, or I would create a compilation of you telling every guest oh, now you're a jerk. You're a jerk now. You're officially now a jerk.
Are we supposed to be assholes? Is that like the thing?
No, it's just kind of a play. I mean,
play on words.
I mean, because the way most
I get it, circle jerk. Yeah. I understand. I also understand that we're not doing that either. So, I get it.
Yeah, lucky you, right?
It's just funny because James has never heard of that particular.
So they'll explain it to you. Okay.
He was like, guys.
That's a good conversation.
Oh, dude. Guys, do you know what this term means? Him and I both just bust up. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, when you explained it, I'm like, what the hell is this, dude? People really do that? They sit in a circle and they do that?
Didn't you accidentally watch HBO late at night and watch these? It was something like Real Sex with these old people trying to do that?
No.
Yeah, it was always some old old people on that, and they were it's some nudist colony, and they were
oh yeah. I mean, I never watched it, but I do remember I don't know, my friends from school would come back from the weekends oh yeah, did you see that episode? It's yeah, so good. I saw an old man's balls.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I don't know.
It's a series on HBO where they're kind of
I don't think it's still on.
Yeah, no, this is back in the 90s when it was sex was still a little bit taboo and it's a little bit kind of you get a cheap thrill, and so they would explore these the subcultures having to deal with sex so nudist colonies, exhibitionists.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. It was they were
I'm thinking HBO late at night.
Right, I know. Yeah.
Stuff comes on and you're checking.
Yeah, Skinamax and things like that.
Okay.
No, but this was just
a documentary.
Yeah, this is more like a Vice kind of thing.
Yeah,
where they would go to a nudist colony and they talk about the nudist colony way of life, or exhibitionists and why they why exhibitionists are exhibitionists, or bondage and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Now it's just on Twitter, and people are doing this.
Yeah, now
shit,
it's not just on Instagram, so it's so it's been successfully normalized. Thank you, you degenerates.
Yeah.
Beat from this weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just exhausted from this weekend.
Yeah, I bet.
I gotta get up and do it all over again tomorrow.
Yeah. So you glad you came on?
Yeah, I don't know. No, I'm definitely glad. I want to come back and do an actual. Doesn't have to be an interview. How long do you guys usually run it for?
We do hour 30, and sometimes over, depending on who we have on or what we're exactly talking about.
Yeah,
it's me and Robert. We've done some episodes where it's gone 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
And I think the longest one. No, we surpassed it, but I don't remember which episode that was. But when we had Eric and Sarah, that was one of the longest ones we've ever done.
Yeah, that was about
almost 3 hours.
Yeah,
a little too long.
Yeah.
Do I know Eric?
No, you haven't.
No. Okay. Yeah. Well, I knew that I was coming back tonight. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about doing it.
Yeah.
I definitely didn't want to not do it, but I also knew I was coming back from.
Yeah. I mean, and I understood, so I was like, hey, we could always reschedule.
No, I don't want to do it. I mean, we can do it again, definitely.
Yeah.
But I don't want to.
No, we can't be back.
I mean, that's if I haven't been rude enough, is that the point?
No.
If I haven't pissed enough people off,
No.
Say a bunch of hate words and then.
Yeah. Yeah, what is it? Like the 300 words you can't see on Twitter?
What the hell?
I don't know.
They have 300 words you can't say now?
I don't know. It's close to it.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Like free speech.
Then you're amongst friends.
Yeah.
You're amongst friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like, yeah, we have specific topics in mind. Because didn't you do one with the 2 girls? But then it.
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
end up-
We had to reschedule and do that one again.
Yeah, we have to do that one over
Yeah.
again because we were running into technical difficulties and my camera was, for some reason, like it stopped like having that function where it stopped recording and then turned back on again. So
Is that normal to do it?
no, I had to actually download a different program onto an SD card and then stick it into my camera and install it.
Mm.
So once because it's a stupid. It's mostly an advertising thing because my camera is considered or is designated a film camera basically, and so but it has video capability.
Mhm.
But then because it then kind of competes with camcorders, they have to make it so like it can only record for 30 minutes.
I see.
Yeah, so after 30 minutes, the camera will shut off. But so I had to install this kind of background program. So like once the 30 minutes limit is reached, it turns off, but then it'll automatically turn it back on.
Okay.
Yeah, resets.
So that's why I do. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it. Well, next time will be more thorough, planned.
Right, yeah.
Not coming back from SD. And
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
it's awesome.
Yeah, no, but I mean, this is still good. I mean,
Yeah, no, I had fun. I definitely had fun. It's nice to see it in person. See exactly
Yeah,
what you guys
right?
do.
mm-hmm.
Saw us on YouTube. Now you're actually in the studio.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, no, we have a good time. You know, we have food, we have drinks, and it's about having fun conversation, having a good time.
Yeah.
Like I said, you know, some like I said, some of them are more planned out. Like you know, we'll have like you know, like some people like, hey, we're going to talk about like, you know, movies, or we're going to talk about, you know, a certain subject, or sometimes it's just more of like kind of just having fun.
Yeah, exactly.
I had you know, one of my friends come on. He's got so many damn stories. Like it's just we just you know, tell some of these stories.
Yeah, last episode.
Yeah, I have a lot too, but we'll save them.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. Even we have a couple good ones.
He laughed, which makes me
I'm trying to
curious.
I'm trying to think like, well, no, because I can't like have like three people see this either. So like, which I don't think it's gonna happen. We didn't kill anybody.
Yeah. I mean,
And they're at
only
the bottom
if
of
you
the
advertise
river.
it. Only if you advertise this.
Yeah. No, but no, I appreciate it. Thanks for actually waiting for me to get back here. And all that.
Oh yeah,
So,
no problem. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Thanks for the support.
Yeah, I know. Our very first fan. This is our
Yeah,
very
there we
first
go.
fan. You know, and in the Circle of Jerks, we always treat our fans good.
Yeah.
Get your girl to subscribe too.
Women don't really use YouTube. At least I don't think she does.
Or at least they don't. No, it's just
they don't have
the way
accounts.
the way.
They don't
Or
have-
yeah, they don't either have an account or they use it differently than men do.
Yeah.
What the hell do they do?
Dude, I have like 6 emails. I'll subscribe 6 times.
The doors are closing. We need as many.
She knows I'm here. I'm doing this. Too.
No, I'm sure she's gonna want to listen
Yeah, she will.
anyways.
Yeah, exactly. If she does, she can. I don't know.
Yeah, cool.
But I don't know if most girls I've dated have had a YouTube account. You know.
Yeah, because like with the account, like it's not just like you have your own channel, but you also like subscribe.
Yeah.
Things like that. But then women use it differently than men. You know, women tend to watch like makeup tutorials or like kind of lifestyle things, whereas men will watch use it more for informational things, like kind of like podcasts and
Yeah, well, but here's the thing: but I don't think they're making channels for that. Are they not subscribing to? Are they? Like I don't know.
right. Yeah, and I think
maybe no, 4 men shouldn't answer this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry. That's my white privilege, even though I'm a cripple and I have no power. But my maleness, my penis overrides everything.
That's something else we could talk about because I'm tired of hearing that male.
Oh, okay, that'd be good.
That'd be good. Okay. Oh, let me get. Okay, fine. Just really quickly then. Let's not really get into. But let me get your thoughts on like the whole like Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing. Do you know anything about
Johnny
it?
Depp and who?
Amber Heard. His most recent ex-wife.
What happened?
Well, basically, like a couple of years ago, they got divorced, and then she went out of her way to slander him and say that that he would beat her, or he would, physically accost her, and without evidence or without any like proof, like his career was basically ended. Like Disney took
that's why he was in
Disney dropped him from Pirates of the Caribbean. A lot of brands have like dropped him.
That was why, though.
Yeah,
I thought he was just like doing shit movies lately. That's why.
That was the reason why.
That was the reason why. But then now, like this leaked audio has come out where basically she's like admitting, like, oh yeah, it's like she admits to like beating him, and like there was like more recently, just like within the last week, audio of her saying like basically like, oh, I'm a 115-pound woman. It's like who's gonna believe that I beat you?
Okay, well, I don't know anything about that, but clearly his male privilege didn't help him in that situation. Exactly. So I don't. It's so ridiculous. Yeah. I mean, male privilege. Kobe's. I mean, you just divorce somebody and take half his shit. Like, where's?
I know. Why can't you be like a regular chick and just divorce him, take half his shit, and shut up about it?
Well, I mean, how about don't take half his shit?
Well, see, that's where my compassion comes in a little bit more. Like, so, take half his shit and just walk away.
Like, if you can part of acquiring that, if you're put in the time, the effort, and whatever. But if you're just used to a lifestyle that he paid for, you're not blowing him the rest of your divorce. Like he was accustomed to that. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know. I could go on.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. Okay. We'll put a pin in there for the next time you drop by.
Yeah. This is awkward pin to leave because it's like it's very separating.
It's very divisive.
It's like, well, fuck. Now I hate him. God, yeah.
He was so nice in the beginning.
Yeah, but I want to have my shit. Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I prefer, if God forbid I ever divorce, I want to keep all my shit too.
Well, no, I mean, it's not just about that. Like celebrities, when somebody divorces somebody and then that somebody didn't accumulate the 50 million gets half. It just doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's always the women that get the money. It's not like it happens the other way around.
Right. Although there was like when Jessica Simpson and Nick Lachey. Yeah. They were divorcing. It was a bit of a concern, or I think her dad had a concern because at the time he was the bigger star than she was, and they didn't have to sign a prenup. And so, but then at the end of their marriage, she was the bigger star compared to him. So there was a concern that he was going to ask for, because in California that's the law. Like I think the spouse whoever was like kind of like the provider, that they would have to surrender 50%.
And that's ridiculous. Yeah. But there was another celebrity where I don't know if it was I don't know who it was, but who did Katy Perry divorce?
That jerk off.
Russell?
Yeah, Russell Brand.
Yeah, he was entitled to like some 50 million or something, but he didn't take any of it.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
okay, maybe not as much.
He doesn't really need it. Yeah. He doesn't really need it, but he could have had it. So
okay. Yeah, because I don't give Russell Brand that much credit, but on that one, credit where credit's due.
Yeah,
still a tool, but
he's a tool, but he's not dumb. He's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say that he was dumb. I'm just saying he was a tool.
Yeah.
Yes, we have spicy takes here on this podcast.
Yeah, some real controversial stuff.
We'll just save that for your next visit.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, think of topics.
That'll be a fun, spicy one. We can always like set something up. So, all right, cool. Now we got our list of fun stuff to talk about, and we'll have fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Sounds good.
All All right. Well, yeah. Let's shut this bitch down. Thank you for joining us. I hope you were thoroughly entertained with this episode. Don't forget to check out the library of other shows we got. We have previous episodes of the main podcast. We have Nocturnal Transmissions, of course, and Robert's gaming show, Up by Up Down. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media accounts: Twitter @PodcastCOJ, Instagram @Circular Jerks Podcast, and Letterboxd that we recently opened up. It's for movies. We put up reviews and things like that. And that's also Podcast COJ on there. With all that said, we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Peace.
Thank you, guys.
Deuces.